We're focusing on mental health today because it's Are You OK Day, and because due to the pandemic, it's a huge issue. And many people will tell you about the importance of pets in maintaining mental health. But there are claims that say government is secretly trying to stop dogs from running free off leash in Callan Park at Rozelle. It's suggested a new government landscape structure plan for the site, which is the same size as the Botanic Gardens, has no companion animals management plan. And it's suggested that as a result of that, dogs may not be able to run there off leash. Now, the government tells us the landscape structure plan is currently on public exhibition and is open for comment until next Monday. It tells us Callan Park is currently on leash except for 3 council-managed sports fields, and that will look at off-leash areas when the final structure plan is implemented. Now, is that good enough for the concerned locals? Rebecca Latorno is one of those locals, and she's on the line this afternoon. Rebecca, welcome to Drive.
G'day, Jim. Thanks for having me.
No problems. Thanks for your time. How popular is Callan Park with locals who own dogs?
Oh, my goodness gracious. It is the doggy place to be. I mean, it's like doggy disco, that joint. It's such a fantastic area of land. And I actually made a mistake, Jim, when I said it was the size of the Botanical Gardens. It's actually almost twice the size of the Botanical Gardens. And I don't know how many of your listeners might visit the park. Lots of people do. It's beautiful. It's a huge area of undulating green fields and beautiful little pathways down to the foreshore and gorgeous old heritage buildings. It's an absolutely glorious spot, and if people haven't been, they should really go and have a look. But yeah, dogs are walked there throughout the day by very responsible people who formed a community. I mean, we've got together simply because we've met each other walking through Callan Park, and there are more than 800 of us now on the Facebook page, and we all met. It's an incredibly social thing through Callan Park. So yeah, a lot of dogs have a lot of fun with a lot of happy people at Callan Park.
So what can you tell us about, Rebecca, about this landscape structure plan? I'm assuming it's a typical government document that's probably hundreds and hundreds of pages long. What's it basically saying?
Well, once I'd got my PhD and I'd managed to look through it, I mean, honestly, I don't know how. I've never been part of a community group before. I don't know how some of these incredible volunteers do what they do going through these documents. It was ridiculous.
What does it say in relation to dogs, and in particular letting them off the leash?
It doesn't say anything, Jim. That's the problem. There's no companion animal management plan, which is the basic little tool which allows people from all sorts of different interest groups to have a say and to work out how to best use an area the way everybody can together. So there's none of that at all. So what they've basically done is by not addressing it at all, it defaults to the whole place being on leash. And that would be in perpetuity once that went through, which is the 14th of September. We have only until the 14th of September to make submissions, which we guide people through on our Facebook page. Otherwise, there will be no off-leash, no doggies running, no people getting that fantastic physical and mental exercise that we all need, especially, as you say, at this time. Right now, Jim, there are people whose only friend is their dog, and their only method of getting out there and getting exercise and really enjoying the fresh air and not becoming depressed and everything that goes with this horrific disease is their dog. So why are we stopping people from doing something that's so healthy?
Well, the government says they haven't come to a final decision. They say that Callan Park is currently on leash except for 3 council-managed sports fields that will look at off-leash areas when the final structure plan is implemented. Are you concerned that there'll be no off-leash areas?
That's exactly what we're concerned about, Jim. You have hit it on the button, as always. The council-managed sports fields, by the way, it's only when there's no sport on, and thank goodness people are out there playing sports still, and so there's training every evening and every morning. There's games all through the weekend, so that's a difficult spot to be off-leash. You can't have doggies running around in that area. Yes, we are worried that it'll all be on leash. What we've done is, and I really encourage people, please, the Dog Lovers of Callan Park Facebook group, very easy to get to. When you get there, you join, bang, we've got some numbers, and numbers talk to those political masters like nothing else. And there's a way of cutting and pasting a submission to the government, to the state government, New South Wales Department of Heritage, I think it is, and the minister, bang, you cut and paste it and you've got your voice heard. The more people that do that, the greater chance we have of them listening. We've got a plan there on the site which can show everybody exactly where the off-leash areas are that we'd like. We're sharing. We're not taking, Jim. This is about we, not me. And we want everyone to have a say in Callan Park.
Rebecca, thanks for your time this afternoon.
Thank you so very much, Jim. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
That's Rebecca Latorno. If you know anything about what's happening at Callan Park, give me a call on 131 873.
Yes, hi, Jim. I wanted to thank you for mentioning the Are You OK Day. I'm really pleased you did that. And I wanted to just refer to the lady, Rebecca, who came on and talked about dogs.
Oh, about Callan Park in Rozelle, yes?
Yes, yeah, absolutely, in Rozelle. And to remind everybody that dogs really have saved a lot of people during this COVID-19 pandemic from depression and loneliness. And, you know, in the Inner West, we have a lot of dogs that support people, get them out of the house, get them walking, so they don't feel lonely, and they need to be able to run around and socialise. And my worry is that Rob Stokes MP has chosen to ignore us, has chosen to ignore dog owners on this plan he has for the park. And I find it mystifying that he says, oh, look, we'll put the off-leash parts in later. But that doesn't make sense. He's planning pedestrian paths, bicycle paths, he's demolishing buildings, he's building a car park, he's even talking about putting in a harbour pool. But where are the dogs going to go? If you don't plan in the off-leash dog walking zones, right now with everything else, what will happen is that dog owners will get sidelined to a little corner of the park. And if I can just say one other thing, Callan Park is 60 hectares. It's a big and beautiful park. How is it that Sydney Park, which is 40 hectares, is 100% off-leash?
Sure.
And Centennial Park is 43% off-leash. And yet, at the moment, Callan Park is on leash.
Well, I think there has to be a compromise here. Hopefully there will be, Louisa. And again, appreciate you hanging on the line for a period of time. I think hopefully for cyclists, pedestrians and for dog owners, there's a compromise reached with government. It's 25 to 6. We'll talk some finance and sport next.